Hi, my name's DeLoa's Jones, and I want to introduce you to a product that I use in my quilting business. This is a guide. It's called DeLoa's Castle. I always wanted a castle, and I have one. It is a guide for doing stitch in the ditch. It also has angles that you can use for cross-hatching and things like that. I've used many guides in my business. I started out with a shutter slat. It worked, but there's many things that are a lot better. So there's some features of this that I'd like to point out. The guide has 1/4 inch increments going down the guide, so you can be an inch away, a 1/4 inch away, up to 3 inches away if you want to be from a certain line. It also has these increments on the side, so you can stop a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch away from the line that you're coming up to. On this bottom tab, these tabs line up so that you can have a lot of accuracy. We also have an 1/8 inch line up, so you can be an 1/8 inch away from the line that you are measuring against. These tabs up here allow you to not have to be in an awkward position in order to use the guide. So let me show you how this works. We're going to move to the machine, and you're going to want to put on your expanded base for whichever kind of machine that you have. So we're going to slide that under, and this way the guide will be flat against your surface, and it's not going to teeter-totter next to your machine, so you won't break the guide, or you're not going to damage your machine with the expanded base underneath. Okay, so we're going to start at this corner, and let me just do a little back stitch. And I'll put in the stitch regulator. Now you don't have to have the stitch regulator to use the guide. It'll just make it convenient for me in this demonstration. So I'm going to use now these tabs to line up, and you can see I line up the edge of the tab with the line on the quilt, and then I'm just going to move it out of the way. To the corner. And I'll also go to the next corner the same way, lining up my tab with the line on the quilt, and I'll slide it out of the way. Now on this line I want to show you the 1/4 inch feature. Okay, if I wanted to be a 1/4 inch away, with a lot of other guides, you'd have to put the guide on that side, put your hand over here, and guide the machine down this way. So you're crossing your hands, and it's very awkward. With this guide, I have tabs that extend further than that 1/4 inch. So I can line up the line on the tab with the line on the quilt, and I can come down. I'm also going to stop a 1/4 inch in. So to do that, all I do is I line up this line on the guide with the line on the quilt that I'm coming up to. Now let's do the same thing over here. Let's say I want to end up a 1/2 inch in from this other line. So I have another line here on the guide that I will line up with the line on the quilt, and I'll be a 1/2 inch away. Okay, now let's say we want to do some cross-hatching. I'm going to take this over to the corner and move up a little bit. Now I have these 45-degree angles, so I can now match that up with the side of the line on the quilt, so I can get 45 degrees. Move forward, and let's say we want this cross-hatching to be a 1/2 inch. So now I'm going to take this second line on the guide and line it up with my cross-hatching lines. And we can continue up that way. I'll move along my bottom line to where I'm a 1/4 inch. And we'll move up here to the corner. You can see this could be, we could not cross hatch this, it could just be straight diagonal lines. But we're going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to take and line up my 45 degree. And I'm going to come down here. And I really should have made it up a little further, but we'll move on down. And again, I'm just lining up this line here with my former line to get my accurate ½ inch away. And I would actually do the whole block one way and then do the whole block with my other 45 degree. You can see how that cross hatching there at the bottom is coming up. And I can keep checking myself to see if my 45 degree is right with my 45 degree lines. And you can see how that can make some very accurate cross hatching. So I hope that I can demonstrated the versatility of this guide. One of the features that I haven't showed you yet is that 1/8 inch increment. So what I'm going to do is here, let's go out to the edge of that block that I have lined up, and say we want to be 1/8 of an inch out. I'm going to line up this marking on the guide with the line on my block, and now I will be 1/8 of an inch from that red line. You see that I am 1/8 of an inch out from the red line. So I really like the versatility of this product and all the things that I can do with it. And you can buy this, it's $24, and it's on my website, DeLoa'sQuiltShop.com. Thank you.